Okay. I guess I'm live. So, I guess I can move this over here. I decided to take the day and just indulge in some creativity. I finished a podcast yesterday. I edited and published it, and I was supposed to work on the course today. That was on my schedule, but I hate following the schedule. So I decided to take a day off, and I'm going to work on this live stream instead because I think it'll be fun and it'll be good for my creativity. And I'm participating in this bone to sew challenge. So these are my like inspiration images of what I want to do. And basically, I'm going to take ideas, concepts from this and apply them to an intimate apparel set. And then I don't like making things that are just for like visuals. I try to make everything I make as things that can actually be made in real life. And what I really like about this is that I can make this set as an intimate apparel set, but I don't have to actually use the materials. Like if this is going to be something that's super impractical and that I'm never going to wear, it doesn't have to be a physical garment. It can just be like the concept of a physical garment. And if I want to make it one day, I could, but I also can leave it just as a like a concept. It's going to include the pattern, it's going to include the materials that I make the garment off of. Okay, gonna write in the description here. Taking the day to indulge in the creative process. Making a Halloween inspired lingerie set in Clo3D for the bone to sew. Did I talk about this yet? So there's this bone to sew challenge on Instagram hosted by the lingerie. Let me find her thing. So it's this person, the lingerie formula. So she created this bone to sew challenge, and she made some. This is like what she's making today, and she made some really cool sets. That's pretty cool. So she's dyeing the elastic, and she made the pattern for it, and then these are all the sponsors for it. I was inspired by Emerald Erin. Let me see if I can find it in here. Emerald Erin always inspires me. Here, it's Bone to Sew 2025. Oh, it's not. Why are you not coming up? There it is. Bone to 2025, that one. So Emerald Erin has this really cool story about Chapel Rowan wearing this corset thing and using her sheer cup lining for it. So here's her thing that she's making. So that was really cool. I'm always inspired by Emerald Erin. And then these are a couple of other ones from this year. And then let me just go to the Lingerie Addict again. Not Lingerie Addict, Lingerie. It's probably in here. Lingerie Formula. There she is. This one. Oh, here, let me go to her page because I really loved this ad. So there's a giveaway. So I'm taking myself out of the giveaway. I'm just want to participate for participation's sake. I love how she wrote it here. So it says, take your seats, thread your needles, and prepare to enter a world where fabric meets fantasy. This season, the tent is pitched, the shears are sharp, and the stage is set. We are telling a story by stitch, an illusion by seam. We invite you to slip behind the velvet curtain and enter a world where every thread pulls a little magic and every hem conceals a sleight of hand. The challenge is simple. Tightrope walk the line between craftsmanship and spectacle. Drape danger. Tailor the thrills, hem the haunting, craft a lingerie piece stitched together from the seams of your creativity that embodies the spirit of fall or Halloween. Under this tent, drama is a requirement and subtlety a sin. The curtain lifts with the spotlight awaiting your creation. Submissions open now through All Hallows Eve. So, I'll be just under the wire for this. Hopefully I'll get this done today. It's nice to have a deadline and some constraints so that I can actually indulge in this process and then, have something to submit for this. So it's going to be fun. Okay. So that's the inspiration behind what's happening today. Let me close this. Hopefully I don't close the live stream. Okay. And this is... okay, save. Okay, so I'm starting with, this is my inspiration for what I'm going to make today. There's a few things that I like about this. So it's the contrast between the colors, but they're not like strong contrast for these two on the right anyways. And like I said, I like to use, another constraint that I like to give myself is using materials that I already have. So I think what I'm going to do is play with either, I really like the colors on this one, like these bright contrasting colors. So I like that idea, but I don't really have like purple and blue. So I might go with something like this where it's like a gray and like different shades of gray or different shades of beige, because I do have that. Like I have a few things here and then I have some lace. So we'll look at that as I get into this. But then the other thing that I really think is cool about this is this like hand stitched, like the hand stitching. And this like unevenness to it. So I'm going to see how I can incorporate that into my design. So I'll just leave this up here while I work. Okay. So these sets are things that I've already worked on. They're block patterns that I've perfected for myself that fit me perfectly. And if you go to my YouTube channel, if you're interested, I do have already videos. Hey, look, this is my live stream. Okay. Videos of these things. So this digital to physical one. So this was the development of this bra that I'll be working on today. And then there's an underwear one in there as well. So just so you know, that's where it's coming from. These are garments that do fit me. This is an avatar that's modified to fit my body. Maybe I'll start with the bra and then I'll do the panty after. Okay. So for this bra, I really like asymmetry and I think I'm going to make it a little bit longer. So maybe let's just get rid of this for now. Oh, I also have black sheer cup lining. So over here on the right hand side is all of the materials that I have to work with. I won't work with this knit cotton rayon jersey. It's just there as a placeholder because that's what I originally made that undie with. What do I want to do? So I think I want to start, let me just get rid of this color and just make it a white surface to work with. And I'll get rid of all the top stitching as well, because I want like a blank slate to start with. And then I think I want to make it more of a long line. So I'm just going to delete the elastic underneath, and I'm going to, I want to increase the length of the frame. And then this back band. Okay, so when I increase the length of this frame to make it a long line, I need like the circumference of her body, so that when I increase the length of the frame and the back bend, it's still accounting for the full circumference of her body. So what I'm going to do is grab a measurement, and I'm going to increase it, I think, to like here. So I need to increase it by, oops, let's get a basic tape measure. 5.5 centimeters in the front. So I think I'm just going to bring this straight down by 5.5. And then I don't think I need it to curve down as much, so that I don't have like the curve here. So at the side seam, it only needs to extend by, let's say right here, from like there to there. So let's grab another basic tape measure, and it's from there to there. So 2.25 centimeters at the side seam. And I probably want to like straighten it out a little more as well. I'm going to delete all this elastic because I can pull it back after. And I will also delete these internal lines so that they don't get in the way. I'm just going to delete all of the extra stuff on here. Like I don't need that right now. I don't need this. I don't need this. All these internal lines, I'm just going to get rid of them. These are just for details that I can add later on. Okay, and let's see how much at the back band I want it to increase as well. From the bottom of the hook and eye, so 3.5 centimeters at the back. Oh, I didn't get the front. Okay, so let me get these again. So basic, so at the front it is about 5.3 centimeters. At the side it's about 2 centimeters, and at the back it is call it 3.5 centimeters, and the total circumference needs to be 79.27 with a reduction at the back band. So we already increased the front. Maybe I'll just bring this line straight down as well. by this much. So this one only needs to come down 2 centimeters. So 2 centimeters. And then this back bend needs to come down by 3 centimeters. I'm going to rotate it on the y-axis here. And then this part needs to come down by 3. And then I'm just going to delete the curve lines because I'll bring them back after. So this and this match up to start. So what I'm going to do is just make this, okay, bring it to the front. And then I'm going to grab this. I want just the point, and I'm going to bring it down to there. Okay, and then these should be straight. They shouldn't be on an angle like that. So I'm just going to delete this point. Yeah, and delete this point. And then I'm going to match these up. Okay, I'm going to delete all these internal lines as well. I'm going to match these up to the start. And then I'm going to extend this one down. Okay, and then let's see how this is going. I'm also going to change the color of my avatar. Select all faces. And we're going to make her like a darker gray. And then also a fabric mat. Okay, so this is where I'm starting with. So you can see there the everything's been extended. I'm also going to have to extend my hook and eye. So I'm going to delete this one for now. And then I'm going to make the hook and eye the full length of this back band that I've adjusted. So this one is 8.54. So I'm just going to make this 8.54. And then I'm going to bring elastic back because when I simulate this, it is going to not have the appropriate tension. I'm just going to use 3 97 because that's what I use for intimate apparel elastic. Okay, let's see how this simulates. It really wants to roll up. It's because the elastic tension is just on the edge of the fabric as opposed to like the width, you know, of how a fabric would actually. Okay, so I'm just going to take off the elastic at the bottom for now. So that it can sort of at least go in the right place. Okay, so let's look at my inspiration image again and see like what I am thinking for this. I don't know if I'm against these points at the bottom. I almost feel like I want to drop the front. But for me personally, I don't want like a lowered front. But what I can do is just make this like this part sheer cup lining, like maybe there to there and there to there. I guess sheer cup lining. Okay, so let's just add a line there where I maybe want to see that. Hey, Bea, you're here. Hello. Bea, I don't know how you're always like available online. And then Alexandria, hello, hello. It's exciting to have you guys here. This is me just trying to figure out live streaming for the first time, so bear with me. Okay, so I'm gonna bring in the internal lines so that I can see like how that's looking. So I think I'd want this to be a little bit sharper. Okay, so I think that's cool, and I like the way that this looks in contrast to the um like like the hook and eye at the back there. And I think that'll be interesting to add like these top stitching on top of like this line here. Now, I don't love this. Okay, let's try making it straight or curved. Let me see what I can do with that. I think I need to decrease this back band length because it's probably slightly smaller there on the body than it was around like where it was originally. So I'm going to decrease this length by probably 2 centimeters. So 18, 17, 16.29. And I don't want to do it from the center back. I want to do it from the start or the end. So from this point here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Do I want it longer at the side? I don't know. I don't want it longer at the side. And what should I do with the bottom? See, this is why I hate like high-waisted underwear on me. Just go straight down. Like it doesn't like high-waisted underwear looks good on a somebody with a small waist. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. And I'm kind of hating this right now. Okay, I'm gonna make this line shorter. And I'm gonna make this sheer. So let me test out the and I think I'm gonna make it more aggressive. Yeah. And then I want to test out the seamless blocking. So I forget how to do that. Offset is seamless. I don't want to offset. How do you do seamless blocking? I might have to look this up.
Hey everyone, it's Phoebe here, and I have an amazing new update for you called Seamless Blocking. It's going to allow you to create and drop in different textures on one pattern, so no longer do you have to cut patterns. It's really cool, and I can't wait to show it to you again. All the ways in which you can create these things called seamless blocked lines. Also, to just give you guys some information, this was designed with the intent of making it so like more knitwear can be possible, and also so you could try to create like some seamless patterns, like as close to seamless patterns as possible for knitwear. So it's really thought of with the idea of knitwear, which is why we call it seamless blocking. And yeah, but of course, I can't wait to see all the other ways in which you use this for. We're gonna mainly focus on that for this video. Now, how do you get to seamless blocking? There's a few ways, and we have a few different options on how you can get there. First off, I have some internal lines here. With these internal lines, I can go to my trace tool over here. And with this trace tool, I can actually select, I'm gonna hold down shift and select all of these internal lines. And then I'm gonna right click on top of one of them. And here I'm gonna see trace as seamless
Okay.
line and shape.
So you go like this, right click. Oh wait, you gotta use the trace tool, select trace as seamless block. And then now I should be able to change the color of this. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, okay, cool. And then that. Okay, I think that's cool. And then let's just straighten this line out. So delete all curve points. And yeah. What if I make this go up a little more? Yeah, and then like let's do a nice like swoop. So if we did like this, and then this, and then this can curve up. Yeah. And then this can curve down a little. Okay, I think I'm just gonna leave that alone for now. I think that's okay. Like I'm not hating it. Okay, so now what do I want to do with the cups? I don't know. I was thinking about this a lot. And I definitely want to do something different than what I have here. So I could do like a vertical seam. I definitely want this seam to come up to like here. Or like across like that. I think would be more. Oh, we could do like a seam that starts here. Let me draw on the avatar. This one. And you want a seam that like starts here and then yeah, I could do like a vertical, like a completely something like that. And then another seam that comes out like this way. Yeah, I think that looks cool. And then maybe this one. Maybe this one curves up a little more. And then maybe this one, like, yeah. Can I do that? And then this one curves down, so it goes up. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so first I'm going to create this vertical seam that's kind of drawn on here. So to do that, I'm going to convert these to internal lines. And then I'm going to clean up these internal lines. So that will come down. I want it to meet at the same place as there. So I'm going to measure where this is. So this 8.99. So this and this need to be 8.99. So 8.99 minus 3.1, 5.89. So from here to here, it needs to be 5.89. That doesn't sound right. Or it doesn't look right. Okay, let's see. So this length is that this length here? Okay, that's why it's this length is 3.08. So I'm going to undo what I just did, and then so 3.1. Okay, that's only from there to there is 3.08. I want the length of this line, which is the seamless blocking is like messing it up. Okay, extend, trim, and add point to pattern outline. So now this and this is 2.13 and this is 3.08, and I can't get the two lines together. Okay, 5.21 is the length that I need. So from here to where it starts here, it needs to be 5.21. So I'm going to do 5.21 minus 3.1, 2.11. So from here to wherever it needs to be 2.11. So this yellow line needs to be 2.11. Okay. And then this will go here. Okay. And then I'm going to curve this line more like so. And then this one, okay, I want to merge these. I think what I should do is probably move the apex of this cup up first before I mess with those. So I think I'm going to do that. So to move this apex up by about a centimeter, what I'm going to do is slash and open these two lines at the wire line. Yeah, like that, by 1 centimeter. I'm going to do the same thing here. One centimeter. And I'm going to smooth out that line. I'm going to do the same thing here. And then I want these two lines to be the same. So actually, I like the shape of this one better. So what I'm going to do is copy it. And then I'm going to replace line. I'm going to flip it. And I'm going to say, okay. So you can see I've moved up the apex. I probably want to move it in a little bit too, I think. And then so I'm going to have to do the same thing here. I'm going to have to slash and close this line. Actually, I'm just going to move it up to that point, and then I'm going to make sure that the horizontal lines match up as well. So I'm just going to grab the apex here, and then I'm going to move it up by 1 centimeter. And then I'm just going to make sure that I'm going to smooth out this line and then make sure that these line up here. So this is 12.47. So let's smooth the line first. And then this is 12.47. And then this is 12.69. And I need to move it from the end. Okay. And then I'll just check my sewing. Yep, that's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. Once I have that done, let's redraw this line. So here to here, and then let's just get rid of this and this. And then let me just get rid of baselines as well, because hi, Judah. Okay. So yeah, that's okay. And then let's just get rid of this line. And then what I want to do is figure out the length of this here. So I'm going to extend trim and add point. And then I'm going to get the length of this, 2.58. Then I'm going to add a point here, 2.58. And then I'm going to draw a line here to here. No, I want it on the other side. Oops. Yeah. And then, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I like that. It looks like a hawk or something right now, which I'm not loving. Maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I want to do a vertical seam instead. Let's see how it looks if I just did like a vertical seam. That's kind of cool, right? And then I could put like And then I could put, like this guy, how he has like a face that goes straight across like that. So I could put like the stitches across this way and then the stitches across this way. And then I can play with like where I put the fabric. I don't hate that. But then I don't like this part. So I'm kind of liking, okay, I'm not hating that. But then I don't like this V. So let's see if I make the V less aggressive. Like, what if I go like, okay, let's just delete this. And then let's make this like that. Let's just see. No, not like that. Oops. Maybe like that. Or like that. Okay, I'm hating this now. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, I'm gonna put some colors in here to see how I feel about that. Okay, so I also thought it would be cool to add lace. So I'm gonna put like lace here and lace here, and then like I'm gonna make this a seamless blocking line. So I use the eye tool and then trace as seamless blocking, and then this part we'll do like that, and then let's try. I wanted to try blue. Let's try blue and see how we feel about that. And then this part, like a darker sheer cup lining. And then this would be like maybe opposite ideas of that. I don't know. I'm not liking that. And then when you put the stitches over top. I want kind of like more asymmetry somehow. I'm going to make this part. Okay, let's make it all, I don't know, this. Okay. And then let's make like a few, just a different color, like this one and this one. And then let's make like this one lace. And then let's make like this one also lace. Okay, that's kind of cool, I think. Yeah. And then what about this one? Like also lace. Okay, that's kind of cool. It's kind of giving me like that organic vibe, like little patches of whatever material you're working with. Okay. I don't hate that. And I like the straight line. Maybe this line here, I'll make it more angled. So maybe like that would be just slightly more interesting. And okay, I also have white sheer cup lining, so let's make this white. Okay, let's just try the blue. Okay, not blue. Let's copy this one and let's make a white one. Okay, and then I would put like X's across here. There's not in these images there's not like X stitches, but I think that would be maybe interesting. I'll play with that after, but like stitches that cross across here. And let me simulate, see how this is looking. Okay, yeah, I don't hate that. Okay. Um what was I thinking? Let me turn off the internal lines. And then what do I want with this piece? I want like this piece to be smaller. What if I took it Okay, I have to use the washroom, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. Let's see if I can take any more inspiration from these images. I kind of really like the subtlety between the slightly darker sheer cup lining and the beige, and that's what I have here. Can I make myself big? So here are some that I pulled from my stash. So like these two are just slightly different, and like I think in real life that'll look more interesting, and it kind of shows up in 3D as well. Do you work a job or strictly content creator? I do freelance work, so I get work making 3D models of intimate apparel garments. And when I'm not working, I do content creation, and I also have courses that I sell online teaching how to make intimate apparel. Okay, I'm kind of liking this. Okay, I'm not hating what I'm seeing here. Yeah. Okay. What do I want to do? Do I want to leave this white or do I want to change it to like the beigey colors? Or is white nice? Or black? I do have black as well. Let's try that. Maybe black. And I also can do more with the straps here, I think, which will add more interest to it. Okay, so let's grab this. And let's put that. Ooh, I don't hate the black. I don't hate it. Now, do I do black and white or do I do black and black? I kind of like the black and white. I feel like it's the kind of thing that I often will like choose is like this like the high contrast, and nobody else likes that. But whatever, it's my thing, right? Okay. I'm gonna go with the black and white, and we'll see how it looks when I add the stitching on top. Okay, now for the straps, I'm gonna use fabric straps instead of what I got here. So I'm just gonna delete this stuff. Whoops, not the avatar. Entrepreneur, yes, I would say I'm an entrepreneur now. In a past lifetime, I was actually a military pilot with the Canadian Forces. I was a stay-at-home mom for a little while, and now most of my time is spent making garments, either in real life or in Clo3D. I'm going to leave those for now because I think I will do something with them. Okay, delete. Okay, yes. And then when I change the colors of these, I think this will be more interesting. Okay, let's get rid of this because I don't need it. Let's get rid of this. And then let's merge this. And let's get rid of these internal lines. Akosua, that's really cool. I look forward to hearing how your career develops and like how things go, because it would be super interesting to like come back in, 5 or whatever, however much time it takes you to like advance your career and see where it goes. Like, and where the world is going over the next 5-10 years is we're on an interesting trajectory. So I think I'm looking forward to seeing where you go. Okay, let's put white sheer cup lining for now. I think I'm going to keep the straps the same. Let's try black sheer cup lining. I like it. Okay, we got to try. What if I put this one white and that one black, or this one black and this one white? Okay, no, I'm going to keep them the same, either both black or both white. Or we could even do like a lace overlay. I don't know. Oh, I have to unlink. It makes it a little softer when I put the lace on it. And I think I want more of the high contrast instead of what I'm getting with the lace. So I'm going to delete it. Yeah. Maybe this wants to be... No, I think I'm going to leave that line at the bottom. Yeah, I really don't hate this. Okay, and I'm really liking the sheer cup lining. Okay, am I ready to start adding stitches? I want to do something else with the... Oh, I can make the straps maybe a little bit wider just at the base, and then go narrower at the back. I can do more with the back too. I can't decide. What else do I want to do? I don't know if I want to make the straps wider. What are they right now? 1.8. Okay, let's just see how they look wider. So let's change length and let's make them 3 from both. Yeah. Okay, and then let's change this to 3. Let's delete this. Yeah, I like that. It's a little more balanced, and I think it'll look more interesting when I get the stitches in there. I can like run stitches all the way up the thing here and then along the underarm as well. Okay. And then this will be 2 layers of sheer cup lining. So I think I'm going to just layer clone under. I can just get rid of these for now. And then I'll layer clone under. And then on the other side, we have to unlink and then okay, what if I did like 1 layer of white and 1 layer of black? How would that look? It gives you a gray-ish. Let's make sure this is under and this one under. Okay, that's kind of cool. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right. I don't know. I feel like I can do something way more interesting with the back too. So what's going on with my wire? Did I lose the... Okay, I'll just delete them and remake them. So everybody always asks me about wires. And what I do is I take the original wire and let me unarchive this. So this is the original wire as it is traced off. Okay, it's got messed up in the 3D window. Reset 3D arrangement. So this is the original shape of the wire, wherever it is. Can't find it in 3D now. I'm going to just change this underwear to sheer cup lining for now, just so that it at least like looks like it goes with the garment somewhat. I think that's cool. It's going to look cool. I don't hate it. Okay. I was talking about the wire. I don't know where it went. Where is it? I'm going to bring it here to the ground and then reset 3D arrangement. Where is it? Wire. You guys, I think this is fun. I don't know where the wire went. I don't know where it goes. I'm going to put it right here. See if it shows up. Okay, that's weird. It's weird that I can't find it. But I'm kind of digressing here from the focus. So anyways, this is the original shape of the wire. This is the actual, like if I took a wire, like this is the one I'll actually be sewing with. And can I see myself here? And so this is the same shape. So this is what I actually use to sew the bra. When you draft the pattern, which is something that I teach I'm developing the course right now, Clo3D Advanced Intimate Apparel. When you draft the pattern, you add splay to the wire. So when the wire fits into the pattern, like so, from the balance point, there's a certain amount of splay in the front and at the outer part of the wire. So on the body, I expect the wire to fit in the splayed position. So what I do is take this splayed wire. I'm going to layer clone under. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to fix my internal lines. So I create an internal line, the width of the channeling. And I'm going to tab, offset is internal line. The width of the channeling is 1 centimeter. No, it's less than 1. No, it's 1. I'm going to use 1 centimeter. That's fine. And then now I'm going to layer clone under. Now I'm going to cut this away. And I'm going to cut this away. And I'm going to get that. So that's annoying. So what I'm going to do is remove linked editing. I'm going to grab like a point here. And now I should be able to cut this away. And if I can't, I have another thing I can do. Okay, so what I'll do instead is grab this line, this line, this line, this line, this line, this line, and then replace pattern outline. Replace as pattern outline. There we go. And then delete the reference line. There. Okay, now this is the shape of the underwire in the splayed position as I expect it to fit on the body. So I'm just going to merge these. I'm going to apply my underwire material. So this is just like a stiff, stable material that I apply. And then I'm just going to put it on the other side. And then I'm just going to make sure the sewing is still where I need it to be. So that's good. I just have to sew the internal lines. Oops, that's fine. Okay, and then I'm just going to grab these and superimpose under. Superimpose under. And then simulate. Oh, I messed up the sewing. So let's just check the sewing again. That's good, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. And then that, is it this one? I think this one got twisted. There. That does not go there. Okay, so that one also doesn't go there. And that one, I'll just redo all these. And that one is okay, and that one's okay. When I put like replace line, it sewed the channeling to the original line. Okay. There. Okay, so now the underwire, I mean, it's still like, it's only a piece of fabric and it doesn't exactly behave like an underwire, but it's the best I've found in Clo for like a digital to physical. You see, it's like not frozen and it's not like pinned, like I can still manipulate it a little bit. So I like that. Okay. Okay. What else did I want to do? I was working on the straps. Oh, I was going to start working on the back band. So I think I want to go reference Pinterest for some inspiration on the back band. Whoever's like actually watching, this is a super long, like I gave myself the day to do this. So when I'm finished, hopefully by the end of the day, I'll have a nice render to show, but it's going to be a while. This is a long haul YouTube video. Okay, I'm just going to reference my Pinterest here. I'm looking for backband inspiration. This is kind of cool. This one here, like the way the layers over top of each other. That's for another day, I guess. I really love this top. I want to make it one day. I love the asymmetry. I haven't figured out how I would apply it to a bra yet, but that's a cool idea too. All right. See, I go through phases. Like this is like back bend inspiration. What if I did something like that with the strappy, like a strappy back? That'd be cool, I think, if I did a strappy back. Yeah. So like I don't know if I want to. Okay. Let's keep looking. I kind of like this idea. I kind of like that 2 straps and it goes super wide. What if I did something like that? So, okay. So let's get rid of this. And then, you know, might be cool. Let me just try something. What if I put like a black tricot, but black, like a solid. Let's make a copy of this. Actually, yeah, let's just go black. That's kind of cool, right? And what if I put like the white on top of this? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of, like I said, it kind of makes it softer and I want it less. No, I don't think the solid black goes unless I put it like here as well, like a tricot there. But I don't like that, so I'm just going to undo it. I'm going to go back to that. Yeah. Okay. I was doing the back. So what I'll do is I'm going to get rid of this and this and all the internal lines. And then I'm just going to delete that. I'm going to bring these back. To square. Just delete this for now. And delete that. Okay. Now I want to create like 2 straps that go across the back. I'm going to make it the same width as this. And then I'm just going to sew it. Actually, I like to keep things unfold symmetric editing with sewing. And then make it smaller. Okay, and then let's superimpose side. And then I'm just gonna do it here as well. I'm just gonna simulate that. Oh, these have to get sewn together, I guess. And then I want this to be wider. So let's just delete this. And then let's sew this on. And then let's move this down a little bit. And then this one also. Okay. You don't hate it. Can I do something more interesting with it though? What did I have on Pinterest that caught my eye? Something like that would have been really interesting to make too, I think. There's so many. There's so many. This is, I think, why I'm giving myself this time to actually do it, because as you can see, I have 1,000 things pinned. This is really cool. That's like a good, like maybe something that I'll try to apply. I lost that one I was looking at. Or this is cool too. I could do something like that. I kind of like this, like the way it loops in the back. So what I could do is, yeah, make this smaller and make these loop around and make this like a, what do you call that? A ballet back? Is it ballet? Okay, so I'm going to add some points on start. Okay, And then I can kind of take that up and then curve it. And then I want to make this shorter, actually. So I want to make this the height of a regular, my 3x3 hook and eye. So let me just grab regular height, 5 centimeters. And then I'm going to shorten this to 5 centimeters. Yeah. And then we're going to fix this curve. And then we can shorten these. Yeah. Okay. And then shorten it some more. And some more. Okay. Okay, cool. And I like the way that we have like the black and the white here. I think that's cool. And I'll leave the white straps there. And then are these strap? Let me change these to strap elastic. So this one will probably have to be longer, I think. And probably both of them longer, but this one longer. Oops, I picked the wrong one. This one. What do I want to do? Maybe this all has to attach to a ring right here. And then it would be, or I don't know. I like this back. I think it's cool. I don't know how these would actually work, how these elastics would actually work. I could put rings and sliders here. I honestly can't think through this right now. There would have to be a ring or a slider on one side of this for sure. And then also on this one, it'd be like a G hook or something. Oh, I know. Lily Pad Designs made one recently. Here, let me see how hers looks at the back. Whoops, not LinkedIn. Oh, it has a little hook in the middle. I could do that. I could just do like a, yeah, just like a G hook in the middle. Or right here at the side. It doesn't have to be in the middle. And then I'll make this a little bit shorter, I think. And then these, yeah, I mean, these would be stabilized. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I just needed more tension. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And then I like to perfect the way this looked in 3D. You know, I could just mess with like the length of these here. Maybe I'll make that a little bit longer actually. Longer by 1 centimeter. Let's call it 8.5. And then I will just grab these and Control H just to smooth them out. And then okay, I'm not going to worry about that anymore. I'll fix it up later. I like the look of that. I think it's cool. Is there anything else I want to do with the back? I think it would just be like stitching. Okay. Okay, that would be the design. And then the cool part is adding this stitching, right? So there's 2 ways I can do this. I've been thinking about this. This guy here. I could either do it with internal lines or I could create a top stitch for it. What do I want to do? I think top stitch would be easier. Let's try it. Okay, so I'm going to go to top stitch. It's going to be, then I'm going to find one that I think is probably just the straight stitch. And then I'm going to grab the stitch. I'm going to open in Illustrator. And I'm going to have to turn the stitch the other way so that I could get like the interesting angles of it. So I'm just going to grab it. Oh, I don't even remember how to use Illustrator. So this thing, and then I want to turn it this way. I'm going to make a couple copies. I'm going to make them like just slightly more crooked. Yeah. And uneven. Okay, let's see. And then I'm going to export as and it will not go over onto my other screen. It won't. Oh, I know here. Yeah, as a PNG, that's what I want. I'm going to put it on my desktop. And then I'm going to call this Crooked Stitch. Yeah, okay, let's try that. And then let's create a new odds. This one, and then this one, and then let's garbage the texture. And then let's open from my desktop. Crooked top stitch. Okay, let's see how this looks. Let's put a top stitch here. Huh, I don't think it worked. Add a top stitch. This one. Let's see if anything's working. Hang on. Oh, it is. Okay. So why aren't you showing up? Oh, it's showing up like that. That's weird. Even though this is what it's supposed to look like. Huh. Didn't work at all. That's so frustrating. How do I turn these so that they're... What if I garbage this? Okay, garbage. Okay, there's something about this that's... Oh, it's OBJ. Okay, let's turn it to texture. And then let's open that again. Desktop. Aha! Okay. And then actually we're going to do it over stitch line. So segment, seam line top stitch. Oh, it's not a seam line. Okay. Go back. Let's do the segment top stitch here. And then let's modify it. Let's make it 0 offset. Goes over the seam line. And then let's make it like 1,000. Oh, that's something weird. Oh, I made 100. I can't make it 1,000 probably. Oh, there we go. Now we want these to be thicker. I think I'd have to do that. Guess I probably have to do that. $2,000. Yeah, see, they're still, it's getting a little bit thicker. Okay, let's use millimeters. 10. Let's use 20. Oh, it's going wider. Let's try like this. Let's just mess with everything. Whoops. Okay. Okay, there we go. SPI 1. Okay, then we don't need 20. We need like... let's go 15. Okay. I still wish the thread could be thicker. Can I do... Okay, so it's 2.54 now. What if I used 5? Aha! Okay. Yeah, that's cool. That's like the effect that I'm going for. Let's look at our reference. Yeah, I think that's pretty close. Okay. Cool, cool. Okay, and then we're going to do it on this as well. So let's do free here to here and here to here. Oh, and then this one should be actually seam line top stitch. So let's delete them. And let's do seam line top stitch. It doesn't want to let me do it now. There we go. Cool, cool. And then let's try and edit it. Okay. And then we'll do it down the front. It's really cool. I don't hate it at all. Right. I was doing it down the front. So seam line. Why does it stop right there? That's hilarious. Like it just refuses to put stitches right there. And you do them here as well. And then on the side. And then I didn't do anything interesting on the back. So the back needs to be power mesh. So I could add some lace to it, but for the most part, you can only add so much. So let's just try if I just try that. And then what I'll do is I don't know. Admire the front again a little bit because I think it's really cool. Okay. This is driving me crazy. Oh, I think it's this thing. Okay, let's try it again. Oops. Okay, I gotta use the washroom again. Okay, I'm back. Okay. All right. So that's where I'd put the stitches. And I was going to do something more interesting with the back. But I don't want to add too much. So it would just be like a lace panel here or a lace panel here. Maybe that would be cool. Just like a lace panel right here, straight up and down. Just a little piece, like a little transition between the frame and the back. And it could be like, it's 5 centimeters. And then, oops, I want to turn that into a seamless block. I gotta say, Chloe, the seamless blocking is nice. And then okay. And do I want it on this side as well, or do I want something else, like just like a plain black there, just to keep it interesting from the back view? Maybe I want to move it over. No, I'm gonna leave it like that, and then we'll want to add the stitching there as well. Yeah. Okay, so that's basically done, and then I have to think about how I want to finish the neckline, the bottom band, and the underarm, like the top underarm here. And so it obviously has to be elastic. I do fold over. I really like the clean finish that I'm seeing on the front neckline, but I think maybe fold over elastic for the underarm to the back band and here as well. One sec, I should put my dog. So I like to use what I have available, like what's already in my sewing room, or at least like what I have available from like suppliers, Emerald Errands, like the main place that I shop at. I probably fix this bottom. I don't know if I don't know. Maybe I'll just get rid of this part here. So delete all curve points. And then, yeah, that's better. And then we're still going to have to make this a 90-degree angle. From the end, that's okay. And then, like, I mean, I feel like because she doesn't have a soft body, like this would squish in a little bit more on my real body than it does on her. And then I'm just going to fix this part here. I kind of want that to go up a little bit more. Like there. And then maybe, actually I'm going to change this to all right, I'm just going to leave it. That's fine. Okay. I was thinking about the finishings for the arms. Should I do something like in the front here? Like from here to here? Let's see. what if I went like that, or like that? And then oh, what were they before? Shit, what were they? Lace and like the light beige. So that, this, and this, and then let's say like I want this and this to maybe be the darker one. Oh, this one needs to be also. See, there is like too much. Like there's a certain time where it's like too much. And then what if like this and this were lace? No. What if this was lace? What if I... I kind of like the wire showing through and like the way it transitions from like these three. I kind of like that. Okay. And then let's bring it down. Whoops. Let's bring it down a little more. Okay. And then let's put the top stitching here. Okay. I kind of like the way they all like meet there. Okay. I kind of maybe a little bit more just to like balance the top and bottom. Yeah. Okay. And then I'm going to do the underarm, and I think I would do fold over elastic. It also doesn't seem like a very smooth transition from here to here. So let's just see. It's okay. Fold over elastic. So I'm going to actually like extend it all the way from here, all the way around to here. So I need it to start here. I need the length of this, 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 also this. It's 86.02, so that's the length. 86.02. And then the height is going to be the height of fold over elastic, which is 3/8 of an inch. I'm just going to measure it. Okay, so what's cool, or I hope will be cool, is that I have like a ton of fold over elastic in these beige colors, so it works perfectly. So I'm going to try this one, which is about the same. Yeah, it's pretty similar to the dark one, so I'll probably use that one. The width of fold over elastic is exactly 1 centimeter when it's folded over. So we'll make this 1 centimeter. Okay, and that seems way too long. Let's check it again. So this plus this, oops, this plus this plus this, 46.55. And then we're going to offset as internal line. By 1 centimeter. And a lot of people just like to do that and then cut this elastic away. I prefer to do it this way because then I preserve the pattern pieces as I actually want to sew them. Okay, so this is going to be fold over elastic, 1 centimeter fold over elastic. So let's use this one and let's just rename this to 1 centimeter. Oops. Let's apply it. Yeah, okay, it's already applied. And then let's give it the color of the darker sheer cup lining. And then let's sew it on. So here, 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 here. Did I get that? The 0.82. Oh, and this needs to be offset as well. Oh, and this one needs to be offset as well. Okay, and then so this goes the other side. So here, 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 here. And then superimpose over. And let's see. Okay, and then I'm going to take off this elastic. And I have to fix the neckline in a second, but there's something about this sheer cup lining that hates it. Or did I sew it wrong? That's right. That's right. We're missing. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. It's like it's sewn. Okay, then on the neckline, I think I want, okay, let's put this on the other side as well. Superimpose over. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with the sewing. Let's just redo it. Yeah, there it is. Okay. I sewed it to that side. Okay, so let's just delete this for a second and let's reset 2D arrangement. And then let's archive this for a second. Let's simulate so it smooths itself out. Okay. And then let's unarchive. Let's resew this. So that's to the outer. That's to the outer. Okay, so these are all going to the outer line. Outer, outer, outer. Yeah. So these all have to go to the inner line. So this, and then that goes to the internal line. Internal line. Internal, internal. Now I can superimpose over. And hopefully this works better. Okay, and then this can be a particle distance of 5 or 4. And then since it's a rectangle, I also like to change to quad mesh. And then we'll superimpose over again. And then I'm going to reduce it by 10% because that's what you would do with sewing. And then we're just going to tell it to be on top of everybody. Oh, one more thing. So, oops. And then we're going to press it just in case the lines didn't get turned. So this against this, this against this, this against this. Cool. Okay, and then whatever, I'll just figure that out in a bit. And then and then put it on the other side and superimpose over. That was, why is it going under? Over, there. Cool. Okay, and then we're going to do the neckline. And I want the neckline to stay clean finish. So I'm going to do a fold over elastic, but I'm going to put underneath. So I can turn off the elastic here. And then I'm going to delete this line. And then we're going to, offset internal line by 1 centimeter. And then I'm going to make a line that's the length of this plus this, 36.74. 36.74 by 1. And then, yeah, it'll be the same. And then here, I'll do the interior line. And then this goes to the exterior line and then turned. This can be a particle distance of 4 and, additional thickness collision can be 0.2. 0.2. And this is going to be quad mesh. And then superimpose under this time. And then Control D to put it on the other side. And then also superimpose under. All right. Okay. And then let's just give these some direction. So this goes over this one over this one, and also this one. Let me put them on the sides because I don't know which side belongs to which. So this goes on this side and this goes on this side. We can also reduce it by 10%. Okay, and then now we can do this again. So that goes over top, that goes over top. This one, delete it, it's not right. And then this goes over and this goes over. Okay, and then we'll press them as well. And then we'll just sew these down as well. Okay. A few more things. I'll fix this after. So this should be like tacking there, right? Yeah. But I'll fix it after. And this all can come down. Okay. Where was I thinking? I have also different colors. So I have that one. I have a light green. I kind of wish that neckline was less obvious. Do I have a lighter? I have a slightly lighter and I have darker. So, and I have white. Let's just see how white looks because it will be underneath. So let's just see. So the neckline one, let's make a copy and make this one white. And then okay, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Okay, and then an underband elastic. So we would get this, and this, and this. 34.12. 34.12. And this would probably be a picot. Let's see what I have. Yeah, I don't have much underband elastic. Oh, I have a beige, like a light beige. This color. This color here. So let's try this one. It's like yellowy, but let's try this one. That is 1.2. 1.8 millimeters wide. Well, the height would be 1.8. Yeah, and then the height 1.8. Okay, and then we'll offset as internal line, and this is a picot as well. Did I measure the picot? Oh. Actually, I have a whole set here. Even with like if I wanted to do just like a stabilizer on the neckline, it's an elastic stabilizer. It's pretty narrow. And I have a hook and eye that's that color too, with a gold on the back. That's kind of pretty. And then I could do gold hardware maybe on the back as well. I also have this like dark beige picot elastic. But I like the light. So let's go with the light beige. This light yellowy beige color. And the width is actually, I don't know why I measured it wrong. It's 2 centimeters. With a picot edge. So I'm going to actually apply this one. This is 2 centimeter, 2 or 20 millimeter picot. And I'm going to make it 21. I'm going to make this 21 millimeters. And then I'm going to offset internal line by, I'm going to need at least 2 millimeters. And so I'll make this total length 22. And then I'm going to move the picot like so, and I'm going to make it bigger. And then I'm going to make it white or yellowy. It's like a off-white. Let's bring it down, but then it's like this color. It's not gray. It's not red either. It's more, yeah, let's try that. What? Did I not hit? Desaturate. Okay, and then we're going to put it on the bottom here. So, oops. And it's going to be 2 centimeters. And then I'm going to unfold symmetric editing with sewing. And then I'm going to sew it. Oops. And then I'm going to superimpose under. And then I'm going to reduce it by 10%. And then I'm going to sew the edge. And let's see, let's just simulate and see how it goes. See, it doesn't like, Okay, let's do our things. So that's okay. Let's make sure that it's under. And let's make sure that it's pressed. I don't even know if it's selecting it. And then just make sure these are all turned. Doesn't that even give me the option? Oh, these ones all. Okay, wait. They're all two internal lines, so they should be turned. You know what I didn't check is like the avatar versus like the circumference of the avatar. I like this design though. I'm really feeling it. Okay, so the length, the circumference of the avatar versus the length of the so it's 79.27, and so 79.27 times 10% is minus 0.79. So 79.27 minus 0.79. No. 79.27 minus 7.9. It should be around 71.73. So the length of this is the symmetric length is 61. So I think I added too much reduction. So I'm actually going to go back to before I added the reduction. There. And then I'm going to superimpose under again because I think the pattern already has reduction applied to it. Because this length is, the symmetric length is 75. And what did I say this was? 79. So it already has some reduction to it. Maybe not. What is 79 minus 7.9? 79 minus 7.9 is 71. And I have, what did I say? 75, which is okay because all of this in the front is stable. So I'm going to put it under again. Is it sewn on yet? Okay. I'm going to look for it. Okay. It's sewn on. Let's see. That's better. Okay. Let's go like this. And then, okay, let's give this a particle distance of 5 or 4 and a additional thickness collision of 0.2. There we go. Better. Okay, cool. Okay, let's just pull this down. Okay, we're getting to the end. Okay, so the elastics are applied, and then I would need to apply some top stitching to where the elastic would attach. What is going on here? Why does this look so bad? Oh, I know, it's thick textured surface. Yeah, there we go. I'm not really feeling like this dark color. What if I go with, I have a Pico elastic that's this color, but maybe I just put this under and use white elastic and then just have clean finish on there as well. And then just use the same, whatever I'm using for this. They're all set up, so I got to tell it to go under. So all of this is going to go under, 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 under. Okay. All right, cool. And then it's just top stitching for the elastic on the bottom, neckline, underarm. I gotta clean up this back still. Oh, this needs elastic here. So again, I'll put the same picot. So I'm gonna go like that. I'm gonna grab this. I'm going to remove the elastic. I'm going to tab, offset by 1 centimeter, get the length of it, 11.57 by 1. And then this will be the white FOE. And then we'll sew it on. Oops. Oops. There. And then we'll superimpose under. Let's just check the length of this again here. This is 11.57, and this one is 13.3. So I'm actually going to make that a little bit longer. From both. And then on the other side, and then this one also needs to be 4.2 and quad. And then Control D and simulate. And then we'll shrink you by 10%. Maybe you get shrunk a little bit more. Actually, you're probably not turned, so let's turn you. I know, right? They came out cool, right, Bea? The stitches are cool. I'm happy with them. Okay, so let's just clean up these little bits here. So this can get sewn to there. And this to this. Why are you all under? And then why is this messed up? Oh. Okay. Let's just add some elastic to the outside of this. Actually, let's think about how I never did figure that out, how I would do these straps across the back. Okay, so I'd sew that to that, and I could have some adjustability in here, and also have to fix this. Drive me crazy. Why are you messed up? What if I strengthen these? Like just take a shortcut, Control H. It helps a little bit. But what I really need to figure out is how these attach. So I think G hook here and G hook here, right? Like that would work. And then it would have to be attached to a ring and slider here. Unless I do it right in the middle of the back, then it still needs a slider on one side or the other. So this would have to be a ring here, right? Because if you're going to add adjustability here, I could start the strap here. It goes through a slider here, through a G hook here, and then there could be a little tab where the other G hook is attached on. So it like an elastic tab. Yeah. And then, so it goes through the slider, through the G hook, back through the slider again, and then attached there. So that's how it would be. Okay. So slider and G hook there and slider and G hook here. That's how it has to be. Okay. So let's do that. So let me just see if I can fix this. Oh, there's already elastic on there. Let's make it a little bit stronger. So it's 97. Let's make it 90. Let's try 85. Let's try 80. I wonder if that would happen in real life. Like if you sewed this like this, would this elastic buckle on the outside? I don't know. What do you think, Bea? You're a lingerie designer. Are you still around? How would you do this at the back? Do you think that elastic would buckle if I sewed this like this? Or do you think this needs to be longer to make sure that elastic doesn't buckle? Okay, I'm going to do the G hook here now. So what I'll do, I'm going to remove linked editing. And then I'm going to make a line here. It would probably be 1 centimeter. And then I'm going to make another one. And I'm just going to make this like 4 centimeters. And then I'm going to cut and sew that. And then I'm going to cut and sew that. So now I have these pieces. And I'm going to make this invisible. Invisible. There we go. So, and then I'm going to put a slider here. So I'm going to add an internal line right here. And I'm going to tab and shore 0.4. And then I'm going to layer clone over. And then I'm going to cut this. Let's see if I take off strengthen, if they still work. Huh, interesting. Okay, what if I reduce the elastic now? I think it would. I think if you did this, you're going to get like weird wrinkling with the elastic there because it's such a sharp angle. So I think I need to make it wider, which I can do from this side now, from both of them. So I'm going to grab this. Wait, what's going on here? Oh, I know what. Okay, hang on. Let me just finish what I was doing. And then let's superimpose. Okay, it's already over. Okay, so that's like where the slider goes through. I'm just going to simulate that. I'm going to make this wider. That means I have to make both of them wider. So I'm just gonna, I want from this side and this side. Okay, so I'm gonna grab these lines. I'm gonna make them wider. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm gonna take off the elastic off of this. And then I'm gonna maybe just add some more tension to the elastic here. And then this, okay, wait, these have elastic on them now. Okay. Oh, I didn't do the panty yet. This is taking forever. Well, I gave myself the day, so I'm indulging. I'm indulging in creativity today, so I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, I lost my lace back here. Where did you go? Why are you not showing up? This, and then this is supposed to be lace. This piece here. Where are you? Where is it? See, that's funny. Look, I'm selecting it in 3D and it's not going in 2D. That's annoying. Yeah, I bet you it's just something with the... just sometimes 3D just doesn't work. It just doesn't... Oh, I know what I did. It's not 3D's fault. I hid the pattern piece. Okay, let me do this one. It looks like it's sewn on maybe. And then, okay, I'm going to lengthen that one a little bit more. Okay, one sec. I got to take this. What's up? Hang on a sec. Hold on. I'm just figuring something out here. What was I gonna say? I'm not sure exactly what they meant, but it was. Okay, I tried to pause it. I don't know if that actually worked. Sorry, I had to take a call. But okay, let's finish this. I was working on these straps at the back. I think this one might be too wide now. I think it's okay. Did I make these? Oops. Particle distance of 4. So all of these, let me actually, everything on this thing should at least be a particle distance. And this, they should all be 0.2, and all of these straps should be 0.4 or 4. And then all of these 4. And then this and this and this. Okay. Let's see if that helps. Not really. Let's make this one a little bit smaller. I wonder if like I just got rid of this one. I don't know why my live stream stopped working. Pause. Is it live right now? I don't know. Hello? Hello? My thing is showing like an empty desk. It's really weird. Let me just bring you over here and see if I can figure this out. Play. I don't know if anybody's watching, but can you hear me or see me? Because it's showing that it's like me not sitting at the chair. I don't know what's going on. Okay, whatever. I'm going to leave it. Oh, wait. Skip ahead to live broadcast. Okay. So it should be. Okay, thank you, Jeannie. Okay, so it's working now, I think. Okay, tell me if I'm frozen or something. Okay. So there, simulate. See, it's working without that strap there. So I feel like that strap is just causing an issue that may not work in reality. What if I put one above this? So if I go like this and then put it like here instead. Yeah, that might work better. Let's try that. Okay, control copy, control V here. I want to put it here. And they can be pretty close. And then I got to sew it to here. So this to this. Okay, let me just put a mark right here. Actually, here, I can just go like this. Actually, you know what? I want this to be I want it to sew to the same point on both sides. So I'm going to just I'm going to copy this. I'm going to cut it here. I'm going to unfold it. And then I'm going to put it back here. And then I'm going to sew it from there to there. I should turn on my key viz for you guys, eh? Like, I forgot to do that. Where is it? Key. K-E-Y. There. All right, there. Shortcuts are showing up in the bottom corner now. There. To there. Let's try that. Let me just look at this for a second, and then I'm going to put notches where those are sewn. And then what's the length of this line? 9.68. So this line should be 9.68. Okay. And then simulate. I think that should get sewn actually to the elastic instead of the pattern. And same with the bottom one. Okay, so let's find that elastic. And then let's delete this. Here, let's go like this. Delete. And then here to here to here to just pick somewhere there. And then here to here, here to here. Okay, and then I'll just fix it on the elastic here. Okay, let's see how that works. Oops, this one didn't get sewn on. Okay. These are not in the same place. So I gotta go find that where this is sewn on. And I'm going to add point to pattern on start. And then now I just have to fix the sewing on this one. There. Now they're in the same place, and this one was symmetrically sewn, so I'm going to leave that, and then I'm just going to do the G hook on this one as well. So now we're going to remove linked editing and put it in the same place as this here. What was this one? 1 centimeter, right? And then 0.4. And then I'm going to cut and sew, layer clone over. Control Shift B. I have to remember that shortcut. Delete this, or cut and sew this, cut and sew this, delete, delete, that to there, that to there, that deleted. That's where the slider will go. This should be invisible. All right. That's the back. It's cool. I like it. Okay. So I'm going to put a G hook in there. I'm sure I have a G hook somewhere. I don't have it in the trim library. I have J hooks. Let's see if I have one. Hardware. Trim. I'm sure I made one before. J hook. Okay, then I'm gonna make one. So they're in here. So I opened them as a project file. This is these are all actually these are not included in the trim file, but I'm going to show you how to do them now in case you ever want to know. Okay, so that is this. So this is the ZPRJ file for it. And what I'm going to do is turn this into a G hook. It's going to be really easy. Let's bring up an image of a G hook. I want a more simple one, kind of like that. Like, what are these all? These are like this. All right. So it's just a loop. So it's basically this, what I have, just with like a little opening here. So we're just going to add a little opening to this and then make it into a trim. So to do that, I'm just going to probably add an internal line here. Maybe a little bit higher. And then one here. And then we're going to cut those away. Let me turn this. Look at this again. So it needs to come in, come up. You have to turn it the other way. I can't visualize this. Okay, so this part needs to come in a little bit. How am I going to do that? I should have done this in a different file so I could save it. Okay, then what's going on with this part here? This doesn't exist. And this goes out longer. Okay, so this part just kind of cuts off like that. I'm sure I made a G hook before. And then this should go to the top. It should be equivalent with this one here. Let me get a line. And then this will go out. Okay, that is close to look like a G hook. Yeah, it's good enough. Just make this part more like that. I think so. I think that's right. So loop and it hooks through the fabric. Maybe okay, I gotta stop spending time on this because it's not really that useful. Good enough, because it's going to be tiny and you're not going to see it. So not too worried about the details. I do have J hooks, and I should make them the correct size. Actually, let me check what size they are. I guess I could have done this from the beginning, but there's what a J hook looks like. Can you see it? And this is good enough, what I have here, and then I'll just make it the right size in a second. So I say good enough, but I got to fix this corner right here, and I got to fix that one there. So let's just smooth curve tool, L, and smooth out that corner. And then let's smooth out this corner as well. Okay, better. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I'm just going to save it as a trim. So I should save this. Okay, I'm going to do something. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to open a new Clo. I'm going to save it into the trim file. And so I just released a free trim file the other day. It should be in the link. I'll make sure it's linked below in the comments here, but I'll add this in there as well. So I'm just going to Control V and then paste this. So that's not what I wanted. Let's go back. This, Control copy, Control V. Okay, so this is the project file for this trim. So I'm going to save it as a project. Actually, here, before I do that, I'm going to just delete the fabric that I'm not using. I'm going to convert this to a trim. So I'm just going to grab this, and then I'm going to make a copy of it. And then I'm going to convert this one to a trim, convert to trim, and then I'm going to save this file. I want thick textured surface. Let's just make sure this trim looks okay. Yeah, it does. Let's delete this one. If I had saved it not with thick textured surface, it would have saved a little thin trim. I'm going to also turn off the internal lines. All right, one more time. And then I'm going to convert to trim. And then I'm going to save this as a project, and then I'll also save it as a trim. So this is going in the free trim library right now. Actually, it's not going to be, I'll have to update the link. I'll have to update the free trim library to this in a sec. Or after I finish this. And then I'm just going to close that because the project file is saved. And then what I'm going to do is save this trim as a trim. So let's close that. This I'm going to now convert to trim. And you can see it'll disappear in my 3D window, in my 2D window. So it's just my 3D window. Then I'm just going to save this. Save into the free trim library. This is the J hook. So now it's available both as a project file and a trim file. G hook. And I'm gonna I just have to do one more thing before I go on so I don't forget. it's the G hook, not the J hook. Okay. Okay, so now this is done. So I wanted to make sure that the height of this, actually it depends on the height of the elastic, which I'm already using. So the height of my J hook should be okay. So this is 2 centimeters and the elastic that I'm using is 1.8. So that's actually not good. The internal, let me measure the internal of this. Actually, let me just thread it through the elastic that I have. So that's 1.8 centimeter elastic, which is this one, I think. So this elastic, oh, this one's actually 1.3. This strap elastic. What do I have here? 1.8. And then this one is 2. So let's see how it works with my. So 2 would be too wide. I would need, well, it kind of works. Let's see. I'd rather have an elastic that's slightly too wide than an elastic that is slightly too small, because then it slides around and it twists. Okay, so that could work. This 1.8 J hook with this elastic would work. I guess I would use like a 1.8 elastic as well. So again, I'm always limiting myself to what I have in my room. Let me see if I have any J hooks that are, or G hooks that are smaller. So I don't, and this is why I like Clo. It really makes me think through these things as to how, like, if I wanted to make this garment in real life, that's gonna be a problem. This elastic needs to be 2 centimeters as opposed to the 1.8. So I'm actually gonna do that right now. I'm gonna increase this to 2 centimeters. And I'm gonna increase this. I guess it's not gonna make that much of a difference, but just in terms of like thinking through the materials that I have and the materials that you might order to make this garment. That's why I like Clo. So this is 1.8. This is going to be 2. This is also going to be 2. All of this. And this as well. Okay. All right, my straps are fixed. Now, does 2 look stupid? Is it out of, okay, what's the width of this? Okay, I can make that 2. Okay, let's just make that 2. Just to keep it balanced, I think. And then we'll change this length. Hopefully it doesn't mess up my underband elastic too much. And then I'll just fix here as well. Okay. Okay, so it's simulated. Okay. Did the sewing gets messed up. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about it right now. I'm just gonna work on these straps. Yay, I think it's looking cute. Okay. Yay, Sophia's here. Hello, Sophia. Okay, so since you just joined, Sophia, I'll just catch you guys up. This is a garment that I'm working on for the Bone to Sew challenge. So that's why it looks so crazy. It's like a Halloween themed like bra, and then I've been streaming forever already, Sophia. It's I've decided to take the day off. I was supposed to be working on the course, but I decided to take the day off and just like work on a fun project because I'm working on my creativity. My creativity skills. Okay, so I haven't worked on the panty yet. I've just been working on the bra for like the past 3 hours. And I'm almost finished. So I'm just going to finish up this back band and then add in some more details and see where I get to. Okay, so I just made a J hook or G hook to put on the back here. I'm just going to put it here. I'm going to rescale this. Yes, exactly, a Frankenbra. And then I'm going to glue it. Sophia, I watched your YouTube video this morning and I was dying. It was so funny. But you're right. So Sophia has been slowly changing my mind or influencing me on like how I think about AI. And I appreciate your perspective that it's like, I think when I first, why is this not scaling? When like AI first came out and as it's been evolving, we all have so much, or most people have so much, what's the word? Like, enthusiasm about like what it can do and like how easy it's going to make our lives. But nobody's taken the time to think about like, is it making our lives better? Like, is it helping us? Is it really making the world better in any way? And Sophia definitely does not think so. And I've been convinced. A large part of it is anyways, go watch Sophia's videos because she says it much more eloquently than I do, but I'm definitely deterred from what I think about how useful I think AI is. Okay, that, and then we'll just put another copy of that here. Okay, good enough. I'm just going to leave those there for now. I'm going to make them black because black is what I have. And then we're going to put a slider in here. Oh, Sophia, I'll show you my original inspiration here. So this was the original inspiration. And so this is where I'm at right now. It's almost done. I don't think I'm going to tweak it too much more. Um, You know what's weird? So if I select these two lines and then I want to distribute internal line between segment, the shortcut is supposed to be D, and I'm pressing D. Oh, okay, of course it works now, but it wasn't working a second ago. Okay, let's go 3. And I put these internal lines so that this can like fold. Whoops. So that this will fold nicely. So I'm just going to simulate so you can see what I mean. So you can see it's like folded nicely so that I can put my slider in there. So I need a slider. Oops, not there. It goes here. See how it like goes through the rings? All that, like 10 minutes of time to show you how that goes through. So I'm just gonna make these a little bit wider. And then I probably should have done that first before placing my rings, or my sliders, or whatever. Okay. I wonder if I forgot to, sometimes when I make these trims, the weight is super heavy. For whatever reason, it's 0 right now. Sometimes when I make them, they're like super heavy, and then they'll like drag down your garment, and you'll be like, why is my simulation so messed up? And it's because you have to just check the weight of the trim. Okay, that. I'm working on this for the rest of the day because it's the thing that I'm doing today. So I'm just going to go as far as I can with the details, and wherever I get to by the end of the day is where I get to. So I'm just going to keep going. I'd probably put another slider down here. So it would come through the slider attached there, and then there would be another slider here for adjustability. So it would either come from the bottom or down from the top. I don't think it matters, so I'm just going to put it right here. And then slider goes there, and then also somewhere in the middle here. Control Shift V. I have to remember that one. Oops. What did I say? Control Shift V? Shift Control V. All right. And then I should have put these, I don't know why I put these trims in already. I usually leave it to like the very, very, very last thing that I do because they're never like, they never stay perfectly in place. So I leave it until it's like, I don't have to, like, I don't plan on simulating anymore. Okay, but you can see, so I'm going to put a slider here. I'll put a slider here. It would attach here, come through the slider, and then attach to itself here. So the adjustability would be there and there. And I'll put a hook and eye at the back. And then I got to fix this. I know this is not tacking against her front here. So I'll just do like, I'll fix it in a second. And then top stitching along the elastics. And I think I'm pretty much done with that. So I'm going to tape it down to the front here so it stays against her chest. So I'm going to put a basic tape measure. I'm going to start it like from here to here. And then I'm going to attach to measure avatar. And then I'm just going to tape it down. It doesn't want to work. Okay. So that's how I get its attack at the front. As a real life garment, this actually works for me. Like I don't have to do any weird stuff like that, obviously. It's just what you got to do in Clo until they fix their underwires. I feel like I have to move the whole frame down. Whoa, what's going on at the back? Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Okay, so it's just details left, just details. Okay, maybe I'll work on the panty. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know how I'm going to do the back of it with power mesh. And then I'm probably going to keep it pretty simple and probably just do like one side lace. And the other side, maybe I'll do, I don't know, that's kind of cool. And then the other side, like the sheer cuff lining. And then I'll put the top stitching on it. I think that's maybe I'm getting lazy, but I think that's all I'm gonna do with the panty, and then I'm just gonna do it on the side here as well. Oops. Good enough. Good enough. Should I leave this black? And should I turn these white? I guess is the question. Okay, I think I'm done. I'm just going to add details and clean it up and then set it up for render. Okay, so let's give the upper cup top stitching here. So this one, here, 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 here. This one has to get flipped, and this one has to get flipped. And these should be beige, I guess. The bottom band also needs top stitching. And then the channeling also needs top stitching. This one. Should be offset by an 1/8. On the other side, oh, that one's fine. And then we're going to make it also beige. And I want that to be more obvious, so I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And I'm going to turn on 3D. I'm going to give it a hook and eye at the back. 3x3. I'm going to make this part invisible. Okay, so that's that. I just need some more hardware there. Should I make this white? Should I leave it white or should I change it to like this color? Or this one probably. And then this too. Okay, and then I'm just going to put it, oh, this needs some more top stitching here. Those need to be zigzag. And this too. And then what else? Okay, let's have a look at the render and see how it's looking. Cool. You don't like how this is colliding, but I can fix that. I'm going to turn off the avatar. Cool. Yeah, it looks way better without the avatar. I gotta put some top stitching on the panty too. I like the back. I think that's really cool, especially from the front with the avatar turned off. My computer might be hating running Clo and live streaming at the same time and trying to render. All right, that's cool. I think I'm really close to being finished with this. I am pretty stoked about how this turned out. Okay, let me just finish doing a few more things. Top stitching. Why is it colliding here? I don't like this. What's happening here? I think it's just the mesh. I might need to add like a little bit of buffer. I think it's just the mesh colliding with the elastic. So if I just grab that elastic, stop rendering. Okay, go be productive, Sophia. I know I'm exhausted. I have to finish this too. This is like, I've been going forever, but thanks for coming. I'm glad you popped on. I want to increase this. Let's try 0.5 and then simulate. And let's see if that fixed it. All right, my computer's too slow to render and stream at the same time, so I might have to be done with this, but I will definitely share it when I'm done. You get the gist of it anyways, of everything I've done. If this was fun for you, it was fun for me, I guess, is what I'll say. So I think I'm going to try and take some more time out for this to commit to the creative practice. And I think like if I commit to doing it as a live stream, then I'll actually do it. I'll actually give myself time to do it. So I'm going to shut it down now. And thank you all for being here, or whoever came here. I don't think there's anybody watching right now. No, it says there's 3 viewers. So the 3 of you that are here, I hope you had fun. And I will try and schedule some more of this in the future. Okay, bye.